So here we are. I've got my 3 signatures folded. They're not stuck together in any way. I'll talk about those in a moment. Off camera, I've got a whole pile of things cut out here that I've been fiddling about with. So they're all mixed up and I'm very happy with that. It's like a potluck at this point. And then I've got some more organised piles of things that are cut out and semi-cut out from some of the other pages. So I'm good to go. So these are my 3 signatures. I've printed out, as I said in the introduction to the kit, I've printed out my 8 highly decorative pages, reverse printed with the patterned papers, and then I've printed out my other pages, reverse printed with themselves. And that gives me 16 pages. So I've divided those into 3 piles, or 3 roughish piles of 5 plus 1 extra. And what I've also got going on in here, I think there's one in here, is I've printed out some of the pages smaller and reverse printed them just fairly randomly with other pages. And I've popped one of those in each of my signatures as well. Now before I start embellishing, we've got these lovely pages to contend with. Now I'm really excited about these because what these pages are going to do is I'm going to pop one. Let's start with the frog. And obviously you don't have to start your signature with a highly decorative page if you don't want to. That's just been my choice. And if you turn some of your pages around, let's see if I can give you a good example. Don't really want to do it here, but let's say you put a couple of pages back to back like that, and that was part of your signature. You can then have a double page spread of these decorative pages if you want. They don't all have to fold this way round. And what I like to do as well is get my papers all together in their pile like that. I fiddled around, played around with the order, think, yeah, I'm happy with that. And then I like to fold them all together because things sit happier than they do if you fold them individually and then slide them on top of one another. Because as you can see, you've got a rounder profile on the pages that are on the outside. And they're just a bit happier, I think. Right, these pages are lovely. And what these pages are going to do is sit in the middle. Mine are reverse printed with my lined paper. So what we're going to do first of all, pop my signature to one side, is I'm going to score down the edge of the narrow panel here, just inside it actually, just inside that, so that I don't have any white showing when I've finished. So I'm just scoring onto the coloured part, and then I'm going to fold this over like this, and then I'm going to fold this section here. So I'm allowing just a slight little bit of this underneath to show through, and I'll show you why that is in a minute. So then we've made a pocket, okay, but we're not going to do anything about that pocket, and we've also overlapped here, so that will allow me to thumb cut in here, and these are for this very purpose here. We're going to put this into the centre of our signature. This then becomes our centre, okay. We're going to leave this open for now, and when we come to stitch our journals together, stitch our signatures into the spine, we'll have our thread there. This will then come down over the top. We're going to form a pocket here, and we've essentially hidden our stitching. I really like that idea. If you've got other ideas for that page, by all means go ahead and do it. So yeah, that's that. So I'm putting these pages in the centre of my signatures now. I'll do the same with the other 2. You can be as thoughtful, what am I doing? I'm going this side. You can be as thoughtful about putting your signatures together and your pages as you like, or you can really just leave it to the gods and be fairly random about it. You get some nice surprises there. And everything works so well together, you know, you don't have to overthink it. It'll just work. So again, give myself a little bit of a margin here so I can just see a bit of that poking through. This page can then go in the centre of here. Oh my goodness, you see? Random. How perfect is that? And you come across some really beautiful little creative gems that you can take forwards into your conscious, mindful activities. There we are. That's those 3 sorted out. Now then, what I've also got, as well as all of these pieces that I've printed out on purpose, I've got some other pages that I've printed out on purpose, and I've printed out some of the highly decorative papers 2 up on a sheet and reverse printed with more 2 up on a sheet, and I've done that direct from Windows, and this one I've printed 4 up on a sheet and reverse printed it with 4 up of the plainer papers, so I can incorporate much more into this kit than first appears if I play about with my printer settings. And I've also got quite a lot of misprints and test prints. This one, for instance, I can't remember what I did with it, but I did something wrong. Yeah, so I'm going to be, don't throw away any of your bits and bobs that you've misprinted, overprinted, printed the wrong size, whatever. You can make use of all that stuff, and there's going to be some great creativity in with that lot. There we go. That's the signatures. Now, it's perfectly normal when you're folding pages together that you get this kind of staggered effect, and I've got one, particularly this page in the centre that I put in. You can go with that, it's a junk journal, that's perfectly acceptable, or you can choose to trim down. And to trim down nicely, you're going to need a sharp craft knife, you're going to need a ruler, you're going to need to make sure that your pieces are all butting into that spine there nicely, the way they will eventually be. And then you want to bulldog clip this together to save it moving. And then you're going to take your ruler, always working with your ruler on the piece you don't want to cut. You want to get your shortest edge, which is my outside piece here. Line that up, spread out your fingers on your ruler. Nice firm pressure. And then with your craft knife, you're just going to start to cut. And you're not going to go too heavy. You don't want to apply so much pressure that you run the risk of slipping. And you're just going to keep cutting and cutting. Nice and easy, there's no sweat on it. Until you've gone through all of your pages. And a sharp blade is important here. You don't want to be snagging and dragging. And one more cut. Should see me nicely through. So now I've got a perfectly neat edge on there. I'm going to do that with the other 2, like I say. If you don't want to, if you want to keep your edges just as they are, you absolutely can do. This piece could have been folded in slightly tighter, or I could just trim down that one, and then you can see that the edges aren't too bad. So here we go with the decoration then. I'm going to start with the signature. It doesn't have to be the first signature, it might go in the middle and the end. And I'm going to start simple because we've got a long way to go with 3 signatures. So I'm going to pop a piece of that under there to keep the rest of it nice and clean and glue free. And also I can see exactly where I'm going. I'm going to pop a long pocket on. So glue the 3 edges. And you may have to trim a little bit. I had to trim this pocket just slightly. So keep your trimmer close by. There she goes, that's going on there. There we are. Now I wanted to make this video to chronicle my my process, and also I'm totally in love with this kit. I really wanted to make it, and I know that in the Facebook group we get a lot of people that are new to journaling, and they want to make wonderful stuff. They're not sure where to start. So this is a video for you guys as well as more advanced journalers. Look at this, isn't that lovely? You can make something beautiful really easily. So there we go. So I've gone back to my printer and I've printed on 120 gram double-sided writing sheets. So I can dot that about to increase my writing space even further. And without overthinking, I've cut myself this little piece here and I'm going to slide this into my signature. Part of the reason it's always a good idea not to stitch your signature before you've done all your work, because you never know what you might want to add. So that can go in my signature. This beautiful card can then tuck in there like that, and we'll keep that piece closed. So when we take this out, you've got this lovely little opener here, and that's our first page complete. Now on page 2, I've got this beautiful rabbit. I'm not doing anything with that. Let's pop my piece of card underneath this page here and see what I would like to do with this page. I've got writing space here already. That's lovely. I've got this little dragonfly. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, I'm just going to pop this on as a tuck spot. Let's get this inked up around the edge. I'm going to glue half of my dragonfly. This is one of my overprints. I've printed this wrong, but I can use it. I can use it on this. So make sure my dragonfly is the right way up. Glue half of my circle. Let's pop this on here so we can see what we're doing. Just below the glue line, we don't want to glue that down. Turn this over and I can see where I need to glue this now. And I'm going to go just there. Right, we'll take this out. Pop that down. That's really nice. And it's enough, you know. It's really, really enough. We're going to have more involved pages than this, obviously, throughout the journal, but that's a beautiful little start. So that's my page 2 done already. And like I said, we've got a long way to go. So don't worry if this is looking a little simplistic, it won't stay that way. Then we've got our beautiful stag on this page here. So let's do something over here. So on this page, I'm going to pop this belly band. I think it's really striking next to this deer. And I'm going to take one of these pages, which was one of the main pages that I've printed 2 up, if you remember, with the reverse printed. I'm going to just fold a little card and I'm going to tuck that under. So I glue on my belly band, and I can be quite generous with the seam of glue I give at the top and the bottom. I don't need it to act all the way, to be open all the way down. I'm not putting a massive thing in it. Pop this on the centre of my page, going vertically. I can go back and trim that little excess at the top here with scissors later. Get that down on there. Here's my card that I cut out and I folded, and it looks really, really nice. And that would be enough on its own. But I always believe in going that extra mile, as you may know. So I've cut from my pages that I just printed, reverse printed line pages. Let's put it this way around. I've cut myself a piece that will fit in here. I'm going to put a seam of glue down this edge here. So it's like one of those greetings cards that you get, you know, the really nice lush greetings cards with the extra piece of paper on the inside. So now we've got what looks like a card, but inside we've made this lovely writing space as well. And that is going to live. I love these colours together. He's hiding behind there. You can't see him, obviously, but you can when you slide him out. So there we go. There's our next spread complete. This is what my next spread looks like. I've got this sunflower that's a reduced image, reverse printed. That's going to pop in the centre there. And on this side, I think I would like to put some more writing space. So I'm going to take my pocket, find my little scoring board, score me little flaps. And glue this down. I think he looks quite nice though. The colours are really sympathetic on this page. So give him a nice even border. Where's my centre? There it is. Helps to put a piece of card underneath if you're in any doubt about where you need to be sticking. There we go, that will do, I think. Yeah, that's nice. And then I'm going to take the piece of paper like this. I'm going to mark this off here and I'll just see how many times I can fold. That's probably perfect for a tri-fold actually. So I really am. I knew I meant it when I said it, but when I was making me design decisions, I really want this to be a really highly usable journaling space, journal writing space. Let's tuck this one up inside. And fold this over. Now I know it's too long, I'm going to trim it down. I'm not a monster. There we go, I'll just trim this down to about here. And I love getting all these little leftover bits. They're the most fun and the most exciting for me because they really force me to think creatively. So that is my little, if it was round it would be a scroll, but it's not, it's just a nice flat. That will go in a little further than that. I'm not going to push it because my glue's still wet. Just a nice writing space. Get some ribbon or some sari trim around there if you want to. There we are. So there we go, that's all I'm doing on that spread. I'm leaving that very much like that, unless I get one of my little circle dies, which is over here, and I put a bee on there. That would be quite cute, wouldn't it? There we go, my little bee. Ink him up. Make sure I've got this nice and lined up and central where I want it to be. I'm going to take my bee. He's going to be standing up like that. I'm going to glue probably 3/4 of him actually. Make sure I get it right. And this is one of my misprints. I do love a misprint and a little snippet of paper left over for the creative challenge. There, and making sure that I'm popping this on in the right way. Let's open this up so you can see exactly where I'm going. And pop it down. There, I've now got a nice little extra bit of interest, and my page will pop under my little bee friend there. There we go, that is that spread complete. And I am already at the centre of my first signature. I'm not going to do anything to this for now. I think I'm going to leave this alone as a writing space. I'm going to have this page of great interest here. I'm going to find some nice tags and what have you to pop in there when we get to the end of the project. Oh look, I've got a lovely big writing space there. Gonna leave that alone. Let's have a think about what I might like to do to this side. Okay, I said I was going to max out with my writing space. Let's max out. So I've got this page here that's a writing space, and I've got this tri-fold flip here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to score just on the coloured section so that I can hide my white space. Right, what I want to do here, you see, my loves, I'll get rid of these little bits here. Here I have got a pocket, and my cunning plan here is if I put this flap on this side, let's fold that over so you can see my next page, stick this pocket over here like that. I'm going to hide that flap. It's going to look seamless and great, and that's why I wanted to score just into the coloured section of that flap there so that we can't see any white on the edge. Okay, yeah, I'm good with that. We can fold this any one of a number of ways. I can play about with the zigzag. I'd like this one to be on the top. These could then fold inwards. Might need to do, oh no, there we go, there we go, there we go, so that when it's done, I can open, I can open, I can open. That's really nice. And I'm going to glue this whole flap down. Like this. And then I can glue this flap down. This flap, glue this pocket down over the top to hide the flap. Didn't check to see if I needed to trim that down first. I think I'm good. Get that right on the edge. Glue that down. Got a nice pocket there. I've got a seamless edge there. Looks really good. And then so when I go back to my lovely, lovely writing spread, I'm opening, and I'm opening here onto a little writing space as well, which is nice. And I'm opening all the way over there. So there we go. I'm delighted with that. That as a spread for my writing journal is perfect. Let's turn over. I've got my pocket now. These look really nice together. Not going to do anything with that other than pop a tag in, and I'm going to do that a little later on. There we go. I'll turn that page over. I've got these beautiful tulips here. That looks really nice. Matches this page quite nicely as well. I've got this little tag here. He might be really, really nice. Just tucked in there as a closure for that page. Take that out. You've got your writing space. Turn that over. You've got loads of writing space there. That looks really, really cute and sweet. So I think what I'm going to do with this page is keep it really nice and simple. I like the way these tulips are echoing on this pattern paper here. And I also like this. It's got an echo to it as well. And it's got a really nice look. The whole thing together I think is looking fabulous. So I'm just going to glue on that belly band at the top and the bottom. Quite a nice generous seam of glue there. And pop that on. Let's pop my piece of card underneath so I can make sure I'm lining everything up straight. There we are. I think that looks so beautiful. Oh, I really am in love with this kit. I've got a nice tag here. Let's have a look if any of those go with it better. Don't know, you know, it's always hard to know, isn't it? Everything looks so good. I think I might go for this one because it's wider and bigger. Make My Eyelet really does next level a thing, that I think. And then that little bee can go under there. I'll put a little bit of ribbon in there as well, or twine of some description. And there we go. That's that page complete. I think it looks absolutely beautiful, beautiful. And we've got this lovely writing space on the back there. Looks great. And then we have got this page here. I love that just as it is. Very tempted to leave that alone. And I can always come back and add a little bit more when I can see the whole journal completed. Then I've got this page here. Very tempted to leave that alone as well as a lovely writing space. And then I've got these pages here that I think I'll do something with. I had a bit of an ink issue there. I was aware of it at the time. I thought, I'm not reprinting. I'm going to make you work for me. And what I'm going to do here is make a pocket out of this beautiful, beautiful rose belly band. So I'll get my piece of paper, if I can find one. That'll probably do. Underneath. See, I need to trim that down just a little bit. My desk off camera is now absolute chaos. I've got bits and pieces everywhere. And it's so much fun rooting around amongst all the bits to find what I might think I need. So I'll stick this down. Before I do, I'm going to go halfway. Let's just roughly mark that off without folding this. A little nick in there. And put myself a little thumb cut. There we are. A little ink. I'll use that raw edge. And I can stick this down. Now I want a narrow seam of glue here. I'm losing that inky little printer problem very nicely. I love what this real dark colour is doing with the rest of the colours, really making them pop. I think it's making for a really striking page, this one. So glue this down, like I say, narrow seam of glue on this one, because what I've got here is a test print this print didn't make the final cut, and I've trimmed it down really tightly so that it will fit in this little pocket here. I've got my my hair poking out there, and I've made a real striking page out of something that was just a pattern before. Love the way that looks, and this looks really good in here as well. So there we go. Then I've got this little writing space here, which can also tuck behind, obviously, and I've got this last little bit there followed by the same rabbit. Look at that. Didn't intend for that to happen, but we've also got a badger there. We could turn this round and go that way if we wanted to. That looks nice as well, doesn't it? Let's go hair on hair. Why not? Do I care? Hair on hair. There we are. And that is the end of our first signature. Let's take a little look to see what's going on. And then I'm going to have to clear up my desk a little bit for signature 2. So we've got this first page here, this little hidden, tucked in little space there. Beautiful, beautiful deer tag peeping out there. Oh my goodness, yeah, even forgotten about that. Looks great. Lovely, lovely page, that one. And we turn over here and we've got our little card inside the belly band. That works really nicely. Looks great. Turning over. Well, we've got this big kind of flat scroll, haven't we, there? And then again, another writing space underneath our little bee here. Looks nice, looks nice. Then we've got this page, the centre page, and it's going to have a pocket. I'll put some sort of tag in there. Lovely big writing space. Just keep that one clean and clear. And then I can open up and have this great big writing space as well. That works really, really well, which is hidden by this pocket, which has got this little blackbird in it, which is keeping this page closed. It's all looking really, really good. We've got a great big bee tag there. He's beautiful. Really makes that page pop. Look at it, look at it, it's gorgeous. Then we've got our stag. This little ladybird pops under this little tuck spot here. I love the way that looks. That appeals to me so much. And then we've got a writing space here with our cheeky little badger on the fox page. And we turn over this page. We've got a rabbit underneath here. Could put something else in there if I wanted to lose the rabbit. I'm good with it for now. And then we've got our back page, which is the bunny. So that is our first signature complete. I'm going to tidy up my table and I'm going to come back for signature 2.